All right, can you give a quick introduction for the stream? Just who you are, how long you've been playing, and goals for the game, I guess.
Sure. I'm Erik. I'm from Toronto. I'm a Fox player. Right now, I'm ranked 13th in Ontario, but that's when I played Falcon before quarantine. Um, During like the rollback era, I've kind of gotten better. I beat like Bobby Big Balls, Cole Bull, shit like that. I'm trying to improve even more. I still have a lot of stuff to like improve on, like specifically matchup wise. I don't really study a whole lot, and I've been trying to get better at that. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the intro. All right. Do you have any thoughts on this set before we get started?
I think there's a whole lot of good in this set. Like, my biggest improvement matchup, like the entire time during quarantine, has been Sheik. Like, I'm proud of how far I've come. I used to be ass at this matchup, but
Mm-hmm.
like, there's things that are exposed in this matchup that I still have to work on. Even though there's also a whole lot of good in this set. Like, I play really well for a couple of games, and I just kind of start getting walled out. So, I wanna I wanna figure out why that happened.
Okay. Wait, is this the? Oh, this is a warm up. Okay.
Yeah, it's a warm up.
I was like, yeah, he strikes to FD. Doesn't every Sheik? No. Okay. I'm just gonna watch for a second, see what happens. Okay, so this is a small detail. I'm probably just gonna expand on a few small things and then look for bigger things while we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
But so these lasers, these are so basically I if you're going to shoot multiple lasers against Sheik here, what you should almost always do is full hop up to the
True.
platform and then drop through, shoot one laser. So I have this laser pattern against Sheik where I do full hop, double laser, drop through laser, and then
Okay.
she has almost no way to contest it like at all.
All right.
So
I'll keep that in mind. I'll
that's like
try
a
that.
way better laser
I don't
pattern.
really full hop laser that much. That's something I definitely do need to start doing more.
Yeah, no, full hop double laser on this stage against her is super broken because um obviously she likes to go to the side plat a lot. So I just do like
Yeah.
bup up, drop laser, bup up, drop laser, and it's like if she
Ooh.
tries to actually get under to punish the drop laser, you can just do dut dut and then drop with an aerial, and then she just dies. So it's like way
True.
scarier than you jumping on the ground right here.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I'll keep that in mind.
And then another thing with the lasers, just to mention it, is that if you're like here and then she's on the side plat and you don't want to, like, for whatever reason, like, it's just an alternative. Like, I think this is the best pattern for lasers. But you
Hmm.
can also do full hop, double laser, fast fall right here, and both of them will still hit her. Like, full hop, laser, and then fast fall, and then it'll, like, toot toot, and then you drop, and it's really quick.
Cool. I'll remember that. I think that angle I was trying to go lower than that.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, once you're off stage against Sheik, I just consider it done anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously that should have been an up smash.
Yeah, that's one thing I do gotta start working on again is the dash backward up smash after.
Yeah, I mean that'll change like your whole tournament life if you can hit that every time.
Yeah.
So many big important sets in melee have been won and lost over people whiffing those.
Yeah. I used to be really good at it, and then I switched to Falcon for a bit just because like school. I was like, I'll take it less seriously. Then I switched back to Fox, and some of my tech skill was gone.
Hmm, makes sense. Okay, not too much super interesting. Like there's nothing that's happened so far that's like really stood out. Like
Yeah, it's just like small
there's some
stuff.
things that are kind of questionable, but it's more like could be like playstyle related. so it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to like super judge anything.
'Cause
Okay.
their up smash was too early,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that should have definitely been an up smash. Okay, you got the up air. I haven't seen a single up throw tech chase up air combo yet, which is slightly concerning. Because that should be your whole basis against Sheik.
yeah, that actually is one thing I don't do very often. I never really considered that
Then
much.
it's funny that this is the one spot where you should have grabbed.
Yeah.
just cross those wires in your head.
Yeah, that's actually one thing is like I up smash way more versus like Fox and Falco, and then I live like 10 minutes down from Zuppy. He's the one that up smashes at that percent versus like Marth and Sheik. We like switched it.
Oh, I used to do up smashes at those percents, but it's really just not optimal. But I feel you on that. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, it just doesn't get you anything to do those up smashes.
Yeah, I guess the difference there was like I just kind of felt more comfortable with the distance there. I think I just got to work on like getting on different like DIs and different SDIs.
Well, the grab is easier to cover every DI than the up smash.
Yeah.
Like the grab just kind of covers DIs for free, and you know about the tech chase thing, right? With the up air, where like you can cover everything.
Yeah, I know about that, but
Okay.
I don't think I ever actually worked on it, but I know about it.
Okay. And just to clarify this really quick, because this is like a pretty lesser known thing, and I think that it's good to go over this, is that, so I've been over this with a couple people, but basically, so if wherever she techs in place, so you do up throw, and then you get this, and then if she techs either way, you can follow up with a grab.
Yeah.
But something that's super important is that you don't want to just do the normal grab like this. You have, I think, so there's a couple different ways to do it, but I think the best way to do it is to do shield grab, because if you do this grab and she DIs out, there's no punish that you have, because you can't dash jump here.
Yeah, so you can get a grab further into the platform.
Yeah, so you do the tech chase and then you do this grab, the shield grab.
True.
So it's just like up there and then this, and then you get the follow up.
It is weird too, because I actually do go for that like kind of up air grab thing versus like Spaceys and Falcon, but I guess I just kind of have a different mentality about like comboing Sheik because she's kind of floatier, but I think I got to change that.
Well, like versus the other characters, you can't actually cover all the options, you know.
Yeah.
But versus Sheik, you can cover all the options at all percents.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Okay.
That now that you like brought it up, that is something that is missing in my game.
It completely changes the way the matchup feels once you start. Like, that should be like every stock. Like, at 0, he should be like, oh no, here it comes. He's going to drill me, wave shine grab, up throw, into up air, up air, up air, and then I'm coming down, and then he up tilts me into a back air, and I'm recovering, and then I die. Like that, like you can like effectively 0 death Sheik about like half the time. And then like the other times are like you still have like a really good combo. Yeah, okay, got you on the mix up there, that's fine. It's kind of an awkward edge guard. Okay, obviously this is just nonsense. Like this there's just no reason for that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like he's more scared of your random moves than you are of his random moves. And that's just something to keep in mind always when you play Fox. Like, your opponent is always more scared of your chaotic, weird stuff than you are of theirs. Yeah, I feel like you're kind of like choking right now.
No, this game I do choke, and then I play better game 2 and 3, and then game 4 and 5 I get walled out kind of.
Okay, I think you gotta really focus on the game plan here of like what, because like if you had just dropped back aired right here, you probably would have just won the game. But you're kind of in like this weird like, oh, like what am I doing, like, and it's just kind of doesn't make sense. And like if you like, you'll never beat anyone if this is how you play it during the last stock. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, you'll just lose to like randos if you play like that last stock.
Yeah,
If
I felt like I was just kind of nervous there. I
mm-hmm.
don't do that every time, but it is a habit of mine when I'm like playing nervous.
Well, when you're nervous, you like basically you can stay anchored by having a really clean game plan. And so you have to be like basically if you're choking, there should be a chance that you maybe do like a bad back air or a bad like jab up smash or something or a bad
Yeah,
grab rather than a downer. You know, like you should only be capable of choking within your game plan.
true. Speaking of lasers, is the laser plan on FD any different than what you described on Battlefield, or is what I was doing there fine?
Let me see. I like wasn't paying attention to the lasers. I was looking at the other spacing. Yeah, I think that if you can get a laser or two here and there, that's fine. But I think that lasers are not a super big part of the game here. And
Hmm.
a lot of times, like, shooting Sheik with lasers on this stage will make her feel more comfortable. Like, if you're playing face roll or something like that, there's a lot of situations where, he... One sec, I gotta turn off Facebook. I don't know where I got that. Facebook, okay. Dark Genix is actually messaging me.
I love
But,
Justin.
okay, let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, with the lasers, because the thing is that like, even though Fox has a good punish game on Sheik here, she has a stronger one. Like she will zero death you almost every time on this stage,
Yeah,
and so getting the lasers is like generally kind of unimportant because like you're both kind of playing for the big combo. So like if I'm playing a Fox as Sheik and he's doing a bunch of lasers, I'm not thinking like, oh no, he just picked up 8 damage right there. I'm thinking, oh, free
yeah.
stage, you know?
Yeah, that's actually a good point because I didn't mention I used to main Luigi, and whenever a fox would be lasering me from across the stage, I would just take the time to like wave dash F tilt them from across the stage.
Yeah, like
I
you're like, oh,
probably
you're lasering me. Oh no.
yeah,
Maybe I'll have 10% over the next 5 seconds and you just take stage. And so it's like
yeah,
laser is good, but mostly if your opponent is camping you or in a situation where you have the platforms.
hmm, true,
Okay.
understood.
What is this? Okay, so a lot of times against Sheik, your mix-ups for going in. So okay, so there's there basically if you want to play real neutral against Sheik, like the neutral game that you're thinking of playing that you would play against other characters, it's
Hmm.
actually like wrong. And I struggled with this for the longest time against Sheik is like trying to bait Sheik and then whiff Punisher, which is like kind of
Yeah,
basic neutral, is actually the exact thing that Sheik beats Fox at. So
yeah, and that's something that like was a really big problem when I was like really bad against Sheik, and I
mm-hmm.
think the only reason I got better versus Sheik is because my punish game got better than that, even though it still needs work. So that's something I do still need to change.
Yes, because I just noticed there's a lot of situations where, like, I think, like, right here, let me slow it down. Okay, so you're, like, right here. This is a situation where you should be, like, you see her doing this aerial, you should be looking for some kind of a mix-up on her landing. So,
True.
basically, okay, so the basic mix-ups that you have are you are going to run in and nair her arbitrarily. Run in there. So there's a thing in my friend group kind of where we call these clown nairs. And the idea is that like the dumber and like clownier they are, the harder they are for Sheik to deal with. Sheik exclusively like the only way like if you think about it, like what can Sheik do if you just nair in? It's like, well, she can trade with F tilt, I guess. Like, oh, I guess she can dash back and grab sometimes, but a lot of times she'll dash back, dash in, and get shined out of it. And then it's like what is she gonna do? She can back air it, But this isn't a position where she can back air your nair. Back air is Sheik's only move that like outranges your stuff really. And so like this is like a spot where it's kind of like she has to be afraid of nairs at like basically Fox could do any nair here. And all of them are like extremely difficult for her to deal with. So you can just kind of throw out nairs here and she has a lot of trouble dealing with it. And
just the position she's in, it looks like that's the case.
And not even necessarily in the air, just even if she's like right here on the ground, the only time nairing in is dangerous is when she's ready to back air wall you.
True.
So, the mix-up is basically you can instantly nair in, you can do dash in, dash back nair in, or you can do dash back, dash in, shine. Running shine is really good against Sheik. Like dash in, dash back, run and shine. That's really, really good opening. You can do dash in, dash back, dash in, grab. Or something I think you might be missing is you can dash in, full hop, and then if she does a forward tilt or does some kind of a grounded option, you have a falling either back air drill or up air mix up here.
Yeah.
Or
that's
you can
that's one that I actually do use a lot. I don't know how much I did it in this set, but that's one I do like to do.
And then you have dash in, dash back, dash in, full hop into the mix-up.
Yeah.
And so, like, basically doing one of those, any of them, is going to be more effective than trying to do some form of, like, a whiff punish here. So notice that you move back. You don't want to ever move back there. Sheik needs to, every time she lands, she needs to be thinking, all right, one of those is coming right now.
Yeah, like I gotta give her like a decision to make rather than just give her nothing.
Exactly. And so like right here, the thing is there's you don't really necessarily want to rush in against back air. You can try to do some stuff where you get underneath her and up tilt here. But you don't necessarily want to directly challenge it, but you also don't want to give up space for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So like why are you over here? Because then, so look, so basically you giving up this space, so you're at this range. What does Sheik have at this range? She's got nothing. Neither do you. You don't really want, like, this range doesn't really give you anything. You're basically looking for Sheik to do something here, but you don't usually want to be reacting to Sheik. You want her to be reacting to you.
Yeah.
So this isn't, so at this range, I'm always thinking against Sheik that I want to close the space, and I'm expecting her to try to wall me out with a back air. So you kind of go in, and you see this jump, and if I see this, I'm definitely not going to approach, but you don't want to give up space. You kind of want to be right here. You want to be as close as possible to her without being hit by back air, because then when she does this, she can now cover this angle, and you don't really have a good approach on her. So look, so you try to press the issue, but you're not going to get it because those are the needles right there. And notice that you don't have a safe approach now. So now you're at this range. She has the back air. Yeah, but then what is this drill? So look, so she goes for this. Obviously, you want to avoid the late back air, but your goal is to do a mix-up on her landing. So when she lands right here, your mix-ups, like doing a drill here, assumes that she's coming in after the landing. But you don't need to read that. You can just do a mix-up on her landing.
True. I don't think I've ever thought of it like that. That's a good way to think about it.
Because she doesn't have really good options out of dash, and her dash is kind of bad. And so a lot of times she's forced into a situation of like forward tilt or up tilt or shield or whatever, and that just sort of loses to a lot of the mix-ups that Fox has there.
Yeah.
And you know the full hop fade back 50-50, right? With drill, where you can like choose which side you're going to be on ambiguously?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really, really good against Sheik. Okay, obviously that's a grab instead of an up smash. Okay, that was fine. Grab ledge.
I shouldn't have rolled there.
Yeah, you should only roll when his hitbox is gonna hit you. So the hitbox can't hit you here, so you have no reason to roll. What you can do here is you can just wait and then regular get up, and you'll have a chance to hit him with whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you missed that. Okay. Hit that. Okay, so I'm guessing you went for running shine here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time, that's kind of what happens. Is I'll end up CCing it if I miss it.
Yeah, I think this is fine, but afterward, there's not really a reason to like wave dash here. I don't really understand that. Because it like there's no world here in which this wave dash like works out for you. Like if you get hit by this, like what if you nair here, what is she gonna do, you know?
I know, yeah.
Like what she would have done is she would have gotten hit and you would have nair up tilted and taken her stock.
Yeah, I guess there I just got to pay more attention to like me getting hit, because I think the reason I wave dashed there was because I just kind of went for the wave dash motion, sort of. So
like you're saying you automatically input it from going for like the wave shine?
I think that's what happened there at least. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then. I just want you to be aware that like, okay, so he hits you with this nair, but then like what these drills are like thinking like, okay, he's gonna nair and then he'll dash in for like a grab, and it's like the timing that's happening here is just not like a real thing. Like she can't land that fast and come in for a grab. Like so look like right here. So he does this nair, like you can. This is the time, you know. He's in lag this whole time till he lands, and then you get the landing mix-up. But he lands, and you try to cover him coming in. But notice that if you had just naired in again here, he would have just literally died.
What I think actually happened there is like you notice the drift. I think I might have been in.
Hello. He cut out. His internet cut out. Okay. No worries. Hello? Okay. Hello?
My internet keeps cutting.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright. No worries. It happens. Okay. Okay. So, the other thing is like, okay, so in this situation... So you're right here. He has this back air out, and he's drifting away. The furthest thing the back air can hit is like right here. Yeah. And so what you want to be is you want to be right here. There's not even a reason to be dash dancing here. Obviously, you know, you can be. Like, dash dancing is fine, but you could just dash dance right here. But like, look how much space you give up for no reason. You know what this does? This gives him a free landing. He should never get free landings. Every time he lands, he should feel like, man, like I'm going to land, and I'm just going to throw this back air out, and then Fox is going to be on me. And not necessarily just directly throwing out a move, but doing one of those mix-ups with like a full hop or a nair or something like that. So this just gives him a free landing, and then, you know, oh, you got 3 damage, but he got a free landing. And now you're at a range... And now you're at a range where, like, he can do stuff, and you ended up accidentally doing this because you're going for the lasers. And so it's like, the lasers aren't optimal, like, reward there, you know? Like, yes, they are extremely low risk for a guaranteed reward, but there's no reason to go for that when you have already a situation where you have a potential huge reward.
Yeah.
And you have better risk reward than her here because she's at low percent. So like, if she grabs you at this percent, like, yeah, she's gonna get like a tech chase into a dash attack or something. But she's not. It's not like she's gonna be able to zero death you from here. You already got beat up a lot. Whereas she has the potential for you to take her whole stock off of one of those.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you had gotten that mix up there, and then she's at 80 and she's in the air and she's falling, and you're still at 4 stocks. You know. Kind of like, oof. Obviously this is just a bad scared spot dodge. Like, if you're gonna do this here, like, just full hop or something. Like, full hop accomplishes the same thing, but it's much more open option-wise. Okay, let's get back to normal speed. So a lot of it definitely seems to still be like that kind of residual... like trying to whiff punish Sheik type thing, rather than like looking for the correct timings to pressure her.
Which probably led to why I got walled out so much later on in the set.
Yeah, and so look, this is if you had done this same thing basically, but directly on her, like this whole like attacking in front of her to catch her approach is not a thing against Sheik. Just like get rid of that from your brain. That's not a thing. Like doing like this drill like right here, this is worthless. This is literally worthless. Like never do it ever. Even if she wave dashes into this, she'll just pop out most of the time. Because she'll be wave dashing in, and you'll hit her with the tip of the drill, and she'll pop out and she'll grab you. Like, it's just straight up worthless. Like, yeah, you're walling in front of her, hit on Sheik. Because Sheik has more motivation than any other character in the game to use tilts and stuff in place.
Yeah.
And those are, like, her best moves. Okay, that happens. So, the thing is, remember when I said you can't really, like, whiff punish Sheik?
Yeah.
Like, so, the problem with this situation is that you're in the corner. And so, like, basically, I think you just need to be more okay with just going at her. Because, like, this dash dance stuff, like, what's she gonna do?
Yeah, I think that's definitely like a mental thing with me. Like, Sheik specifically is a character that I don't really ever feel comfortable with approaching, which I think is a problem because you should be if you're Fox.
Right.
And I think it's more of a mental thing.
Because it's like, okay, so she's in this position and she's dash dancing. So it's like, the furthest range she can absolutely get is she can go with a fair right here. Or she can dash attack right here. Which is an incredibly huge commitment that she's not really going to do much. Or she could boost grab here, which is also an incredibly huge commitment that she's not going to do much.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no reason for you to be over here and like dash dancing. Like, oh, we're doing mix-ups. These aren't mix-ups. She can't do anything. She like doesn't have the ability to fight you at that range. Yeah, so it's just basically like you're fighting her at like this you're fighting her at this range, but you really want to be fighting her at like this range.
Yeah, I'm just fighting her at a range that makes it too easy, I guess.
Well, yeah, you're fighting her at a range where you feel safe, but she also feels safe, and you are, even if you don't feel safe, you're actually like a lot safer than she is when you're at that close range. There's like the laser. It's just the same situation again. This was good. Notice that you get this opening when you punish his landing with this mix-up. Because he has to... Yeah.
I punished the like double down right there. Like double down jabs.
Yeah, because he lands. So the thing is, it doesn't matter if he had forward tilted. Well, maybe if he had forward tilted, he would have got you here. But like, regardless, the idea is that you want to. He lands and then throws out an option, and your mix-ups beat that option. Like, because if you had full hopped in and fast fell here, the same thing would have happened. Notice that when he lands, he can't run at you here. This is the same situation as earlier, almost exactly, in this spot. And look, he lands. Is he gonna somehow be here so you can drill him? No, he's gonna forward tilt. Yeah, so those running shines you're doing are really good, and you can tell that he already is having so much trouble dealing with them.
Yeah, I think I get more comfortable with that. Like, once I realize, like, yeah, I'm playing Ben, but, like, I can just beat him. Like, once I realize that I can do it, I just kind of play a better game plan. But if I'm playing, like, better, like, then it just kind of turns into what you were talking about.
Yeah, and this is the one situation where you don't want to go in. When his back is like this, you're never going to win this. Sheik literally, like, wins this spot. What you can do is you can just wait for him to land, and if he goes for another short hop, then he might, like, because this is like a late back air. Like, the idea of this is a late back air. So what you can do is you can, like, let him get away with it, and then be like, maybe I'll come in again and see if he does another short hop, and then after that short hop, you think maybe he'll do a late back air there, and you can early nair him before he gets the back air out, stuff like that. Like, the mix-ups can kind of go into your favor, but never try to, like, run in against the late back air. He will wall you out there every time. Okay, slight mistake, it's fine. And yeah, he just I hate that he did this dash tag. This is just like, please, please give me the
Yeah.
win. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, thank you for not getting hit by that. Okay. Okay, that was a good drill. Notice that the drill was directly on him.
Yeah,
And so
like it went
therefore it hit. You didn't drill in front of him. So you get this. This should have been a grab. He goes off stage. This is just psychotic, you know? Like
I think that might have been a tech error. I might have been trying to do something else. I forget what though.
okay, that's fine.
That definitely didn't look on purpose for me.
Okay. It looked like you were covering his double jump, but
Yeah.
and then look, so you're in this spot and it's like, what should you do in this spot? Should you create space and think about all the ways in which Melee is a cool game? And it's like, no, just Nair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a comfort thing in game. I think the problem, like, I do the good things you're talking about when I'm more comfortable, but I think the thing is getting more comfortable.
And you're jabbing too much too. You almost never want to jab against Sheik.
Yeah, that is something I kind of default to in some matchups. I guess it's better versus some characters than versus like Sheik, who's just gonna, shield grab or like hold down grab. Or I guess they all could do it, but they're gonna do it more.
So look, she's in this spot where she's in the air, but she doesn't have her back facing to you. Like in the best case for her forward air trades with you. So this is like, look at this is even a good angle for her. Look at this. You would think Sheik would win this. But she doesn't, still. Fox still wins from that angle. Okay, this is good.
I got caught with that. I should be caught with that.
You're a little too aggressive calling out his ledge dashes. I think it's good to pressure there, but you really don't want to like pretend he can't ledge dash.
Yeah.
Even against somebody like Ben, who you might have like less faith in their tech skill than like a better Sheik. It's like, because the reason why I think it's not good to disrespect ledge dashes, like you can do it a little bit, like poke or whatever. But the reason why, and like because you want to pressure them because they might SD. But the thing is that
what if they hit it?
What I tell people is that like if you lose because you disrespected someone's ledge dash, the only thing you can do to correct it is to not be greedy on the ledge dash the next time.
Yeah.
And so like you might as well just not be greedy on the ledge dash this time. because if they ever hit you with it, the only answer is to not do it.
Yeah,
it's the same reason. It's the same reason I don't homie stock. Is because it's like if you homie stock and you lose, the only improvement you can make is to not homie stock next time. And so therefore you should never do it.
I learned that after I homie stocked my Sunsei in in a set. I was up 2-1. I was up 2 stocks to 1 on Yoshi's. I homie stocked in that game. He ends up coming back that game, winning game 5. I was so mad.
Yeah, and then you're like, you know what I should have done? I should have just not homie stocked. And then it's like, right, just never do it ever again. Like,
I'm not doing that next time.
So, like, with the ledge dash, it's the exact same lesson, but you can learn the lesson without having to actually learn it, like...
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets this. You should be ambiguous DIing here. Especially on this one. You know about ambiguous DI, right?
Yeah, that's something like I normally do. I don't know why I didn't go for it there. Is it like, did you go for it depending on where you are in the stage?
At higher percents, yeah, but at lower percents, you should always go for it.
Okay.
It's literally, it's just the best option. It makes her reaction 100 times harder.
Okay.
Because otherwise, this is actually free. So, So this time, this was an attempted ambiguous DI, right? This isn't actually the ambiguous DI.
Yeah, sometimes I just miss it.
Yeah, but yeah, you shouldn't be missing it by that much. That was quite a bit. Basically, if you just practice it a little bit, it'll get you out of so many Sheik combos for the rest of your life that it's beyond worth learning. There's that jab again. Yeah. I don't like these. You've done this a bunch of times. This is super bad. Like, if you're feeling this jab, you might as well have just, like, shined. Like, like shine full hop, or, like, if he's, you could dash back, dash in aerial, or anything like that. The jab is gonna lose you situations. Grab. Grab, grab, grab. It's very, very important there. Um, there's not really a reason to not aerial here. Like if she's here, like just aerial her.
Yeah, it's like the same thing you were talking about on
Because because the thing is you don't have a full hop mix up here because of the platform, and you don't have the shine mix up because she'll slide off the ledge. So your only aerial, the only thing left is the aerial mix up, and yeah. So okay, so this is good here, where she does this back air, and you stay just barely out of the range. See, this is why this is the perfect spot because you can't actually dash dance here, so you can't give in to those impulses to run away.
Yes.
And so you stay right, so you stay at the correct range, and then look how uncomfortable this is for her. Now that you stayed at the correct range and you come in afterward, and she tries to forward tilt you, which would have lost to you dashing full hopping.
Yeah. I think I forget if I was like SDIing down there, but it might have worked too.
Yeah, true. So, okay. If Sheik, so what I normally do in this spot, it might not have hit this exact spot. Well, he actually did a really good job being ambiguous here. I almost always like to shine back air here, because if he tries to go for this ledge snap, then the shine will hit him, and then if he tries to go right here, then the back air hits him, so I just do shine back air, and it covers almost every option here.
True.
It's almost impossible for Sheik to deal with. Okay, he's dead. Yeah, this drill is kind of worthless. Like, he's in the air, you know?
Just in general, drill less, I guess.
No, yeah, like, drill is good against Sheik, but you don't really want to drill until they've kind of established that they're feeling kind of grounded. Yeah. Like, if they're kind of dash dancing and wave dashing around, then maybe the mix-ups into drill are good. And the thing is, if I was kind of feeling a drill here, I would probably... I think doing the full hop mix-ups more will help you out there. Like, you don't... I haven't seen you do, like, the full hop mix-up a single time. This doesn't count as the full hop mix-up.
Yeah.
Just to clarify what I'm talking about on the full hop mix-up.
It's is that the drift thing you were talking about before?
Yeah, and I just want to show it just to make it completely unambiguous for everybody watching. That... It's this one where you... That...
Yeah.
Because you can just change at the last second whether you want this side or this side.
Yeah, and it changes what they can do out of shield or whatever.
Yeah, and you can do the up air here or the down air. And I haven't really seen you do that at all, and it's just really, really good. Like, basically, if you're ever like, should I go in on the ground or should I do the short hop nair mix-up, you know, and you're kind of stuck between those, most of the time you can just get away with the full hop. Because if you guess wrong, then you get to just double jump away to the platform.
Exactly. You can go full Cody.
Exactly. Shift plus and shift minus to change playback rate. Okay, thanks. I know it on some things, but I know it on Twitch, but not on YouTube, so thanks. Okay. Okay. Fine. Oh, look, you did the thing. Look.
Yep.
He lands with the forward air. He lands with a forward air, you come in here. You have a 50-50 here, basically, between waiting a split second and then coming in, or coming in right away. And he thinks that you're waiting a second, so because he shields immediately, and then he's going to try to jump out, and you just catch him. So
yeah, like, and I guess he thinks I'm waiting a second because I was doing that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a 50-50. He has to make a guess at some point. Right here, obviously, grab, 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 grab. Not another wave shine. It gets you nothing. Coming in on his landing. This is good.
Except the move I picked didn't work out, but still.
I think it was okay to actually drill here. Maybe not the best. Yeah, definitely should have nared here still.
Maybe if I like drifted back and like drifted out of...
Yeah, so he gets you because of that. Yeah, definitely should have nared there. Alright. Ambiguous DI? Let's see. Not bad.
Not close.
Not bad. Better than before. The closer you are to it, the harder it's going to be for them.
Yeah.
This nair is not really good against Sheik. This one. This is actually a pretty good nair against some characters, but not against Sheik. Because she's most likely not going to be short hop Like, one thing I always say is that, like, spacey players forget that other characters aren't spaceys. And, like, they treat other characters like spaceys plus. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, Marth. And then I gotta cover this spot in case he short hop downers at me, you know? And it's kind of like, no, these other characters, they don't have spacey options. She can't... Yeah.
I'm not guilty of that versus Marth. Versus Sheik, I'm kind of guilty of that because I'm always afraid of like Sheik her like fast burst options, like the like F tilt dash attack shit like that. So
the thing to keep in mind is that unlike Spacey's, her fast burst options of dash attack and grab are both incredibly whiff punishable. So as long as you're playing like pretty solid neutral where you're doing mix-ups and full hopping and stuff like that, you'll just sort of naturally avoid those long enough, or like, sorry, you'll naturally avoid those enough of the time that the amount of times that she hits you with them, quote, like, you know, like randomly, is basically the same amount of time, or actually less amount of the time, than you will, quote, randomly get the punishes on those options. So as long as you're playing kind of solid neutral, you can almost just forget that those options exist.
Mm-hmm.
And just play around the fact that she's kind of stuck here on the ground.
I get you.
And this is another quick example of like right here. This is where you do double jump, or sorry, you do full hop double laser, and it'll hit her here, and then drop laser. And a lot of times you can actually hit all 3 lasers.
I see you. I'll steal that.
Yeah, these nairs don't do those full hop nairs. they're bad. They don't accomplish anything. The matchup is pretty simple, and you kind of want to stick to that bad jab. Don't be doing any of this. Don't fight Sheik with ground moves. You can use up tilt when she's falling on you, and when she's falling on you, your goal is to be in exactly below Sheik. There hasn't been a situation where it's super relevant yet, but if she's falling, never pick a side. Like, a lot of times, like, a lot of other characters, you can kind of pick a side and do a mix-up based on that. With Sheik, you just always want to be directly underneath her. If she drifts to the side, if she drifts to the right, get back underneath her.
Yeah, what I find a lot of times if I'm like mentally playing well is I'll find like a way to like snake myself under the short hop and like pull out an up tilt, but that's like only if I'm really comfortable.
Yeah,
I go for that.
You just got to get more confident. Yeah, look, so look. This is just to point out that when things work out for you, it's always in the situation that I outlined. Look, he lands. Oh, mix up, dead. You know?
Or it should be dead. I don't know if I killed
you. Yeah, he loses. He loses said situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randall saves him. That's fine. Are you going to execution test the ledge dash? Yep. Don't do this.
Hey, I tried to.
Bad. That one is okay because you're kind of doing it at a range where it's like, if he kind of goes out that far, he might be like vulnerable. Like, it's okay to do the little pokes, but you don't want to like commit to that.
And if I'm being honest, that exact bear I just did to win the Yoshi's game, that literally won me so many sets versus Sheiks just because they all get hit by that.
Yeah. Sheiks are very bad. They have very bad tech skill overall. They're very bad at like ledge dashing.
Yeah.
Worthless laser. Don't do this.
Yeah, these are the games where there's lots of stuff to point out.
Okay. I mean, there were plenty of things to point out the other game.
I guess like more stuff goes wrong in these games.
There's no reason to approach Sheik here with a full hop. If you're in this spot, she doesn't have any options to attack. Her only option here, she has awful air mobility. Her only option here is to drop from platform with an aerial. So this is basically making her life easy because she can drop from platform. You want to threaten close to the ground here and threaten short hops.
Yeah, I don't want to give her the ground for free there.
Exactly. Because the problem, the scary part with Sheik is the landing. So look, when you have to, so Sheik's back air and the timing in which she is doing back air is after you get all these little kinks out that we've been talking about, that is like the pivotal point in the matchup. If Sheik does super good back air mix-ups and tricks you every time, that is her way of like winning. And so you have to be aware of... Let's see, did I go past it? No, it's right here. So look, he has late back air, and it's like you have to, when he lands a late back air and then does an empty hop, you have to be super aware that like this is probably going to be another late back air. And even if it's not, just go to right here and then get ready to punish his landing. Not punish, but mix up on his landing.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, when he's doing these short hops, don't press into it unless you have a hard read and can get way underneath it. If you can happen to get way underneath it, that's good. So yeah, he's doing those back air stuff here, which is, like, pretty correct in terms of, like, what he should be doing. So he does early back air, late back air. Okay, so this is good. You get to his range. You're like, all right, are you going to try it again? I'm right in your face. He goes, nah, I'm actually going to go to here. And so it's like, look, if that situation repeated over and over, he would end up in the corner, which he doesn't want. So you're like, okay, he can't repeat that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in this range. So he does this. So the thing is if you stay in this range for too long, eventually, instead of this back air, he's going to boost grab you. But because he's shielding here, he can't get a boost grab.
Yeah.
So right here, there's no threat of a boost grab. So you go, aha, I can take this range for free. And then if he threw this out, then you get... Well, you basically messed up a little bit, but you effectively got the same mix-up that you would want there, and you get an opening out of it. Yeah, obviously, you should up air there. Those full hop... Notice how you never want situations where you guess right, and you read this guy as deeply as any human can read another human, and you get nothing out of it. That is like that is what you want to avoid at all costs. Like, you perfectly read him jumping into this nair, and you don't get anything. That's why it's bad. That's why it's bad.
Yeah.
So let's see. What should you have done here? If you had a read that he was gonna jump, you could. Huh?
That's the thing is, like, I was thinking, oh, maybe if he DIs in, because I do a down tilt right after this. I don't know what else I could have done there though.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do. What you could do is just, if he jumps here, you can just either short hop near him or full hop back air here. Like, but you want the strong hit. This is another situation where you're walling in front of Sheik. Walling in front of Sheik does nothing. Hitting Sheik is what you want. Because if this nair had been thrown out here, on the exact column that Sheik is in, she would have gotten sent off stage. Because he would have strong naired.
I see you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You just lost the mix-up with the up tilt. Okay, you're in the corner. Not great. It happens. Okay, you're dead. It's fine. He almost let you back. That looked pretty ambiguous.
Yeah.
Okay, you got him. He's dead.
Yeah, I noticed he was holding on to lights too long, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, no,
Go
great shine. The reason this drill isn't great is because Sheik's best option here is to jump, and that's why. Okay, if you had nair here, you probably just would have hit her. So look, oh, this is great. When she ends up on a platform and you're right underneath, you actually win. You can just do like up tilt, dash dance, full hop, back air, drift to center. You have a lot of mix-ups there, and she can't really punish it. So that is why she jumps away to the top plat, and then you gave up your position by going for this, and I think it's not that bad of an up air, but you didn't need to do it. You would have been fine otherwise.
Yeah.
What? What is this? You do full hop shine?
Did I...
Watch. Full hop? He's facing backwards. He's facing left. You're right here on his shield. This is the perfect shield pressure, and you do shine double jump. Not what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it seems to just be, like, you're not necessarily doing... It's not that you don't know the right things, it's that you're mixing them up with bad things.
No, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, and, okay.
I just gotta try and, like, be more, I guess, what's the word? Not the right word, but, like, intentional with my...
Yeah,
with my
I would say game plan oriented.
Yeah.
So look, so he ends up in this spot where he gets past. So immediately after this happens, he is shields because he's afraid of your incoming mix-up. But the thing is he's basically admitted that he lost the situation. Like, you can just go in and get this mix-up. He's not going to be able to do anything to you.
One sec, I lost the screen share. I'm just gonna rejoin.
Oh.
One sec.
Let me know if there's more problems with it.
There you go. We're back.
Okay. So yeah, he does this falling back air. he jumps up, falling back air again. What I would probably do here is I would do dash dance really quick and then full hop up, because if he does a full hop here, he's not gonna get me. And the dash dance here would have baited the instant back air, because he's doing these late back airs thinking that you're going to, because he does late back air and then he does late back air, and so what he thinks is you're about to set up the thing on his landing, right? But because he thinks that, and it's kind of obvious, that's why I would go for a little dash dance here into the full hop. And that would have avoided this, but just an idea. I actually think we might want to go to we can just go to the BBB set really quick, because I think this is pretty much going over all of your issues in the matchup, like, already. Like, it's just kind of the same thing sort of repeating over and over, unless you want to keep going over this.
No, I think you cleared up pretty much a lot of the stuff that would have ended up winning me the set.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, let's do the BBB set for a little bit. Thoughts on this set? Hello? Did his internet go out again? Hello? Hello? I think his internet went out again. Internet cut out this time, not just Ethernet. I'm gonna see what happened. Okay. In the worst case. How is Breakneck Emergence coming along? It's coming along pretty well. I'll show you guys while he's getting his internet back up. Check this out. So I've been working. This isn't even all the enemies for the game, but these are all the movement-based enemies. We have launchers, boosters, comboers, waters, rails, and grasses. And these are the colors are for each of the different worlds that these things get introduced in. There's a lot of pretty crazy ones, and I'm pretty proud of this list. I feel like it covers a lot of cases in like 2D movement, and like creates a ton of really interesting situations. So I think there's like 80 of these, which is like crazy to me. That's so many. But most of them are pretty simple mechanic-wise and just sort of provide different momentum and stuff like that. But yeah, this is how the progress... There are grass enemies? No. This isn't... they're not grass enemies. It's you can place grass on terrain, and then that grass, like when you're on that grass, your physics will like change. That's the idea. We have all these rails. We have a bunch of waters. There's just so much stuff. I just made this last night, and I'm pretty proud of all the advancements that I've made in this. So this list is like almost complete. I'd say it's about 95% complete. And then so once this is done today, then I'm gonna move on to the remaining enemies in the game and try to get those solved. But the final enemy list should be done by the end of the year or almost close to it. And so We're moving towards completion. All of these are in the game, by the way. I think all of these, except for like 3 of them or so, are actually already in the game. Like all of these are already coded in and like working. So that's pretty good. They're all coded in. They're all like tuned. They all feel really good to use and stuff like that. And I think that's like a pretty big deal. So, and the fact is, there's gonna be a level editor, and you guys are gonna be able to make a level and combine these however you want in the level to create different movement patterns and like puzzles. Yeah, let's go. Thanks, Sarah. It's pretty hype. I finally got to the point where I could make this spreadsheet and feel pretty comfortable. There's a couple like tiny holes in it. Like there's no boosters for World 4. World 4 is like a little bit behind the other ones, I think. Because there's no waters for World 4 and there's no booster. So I kind of need to figure out one more sort of theme for that. But then they'll all be caught up to each other. Either that, or I could just, like, move the homing booster. Hello?
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Awesome. Okay. Alright, you can see the screen and everything?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, cool. Alright, so you start out. So far, kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I don't know why I went for that early, but sometimes that works out. Just
yeah, I think it's right at the very, very, very beginning of the set. I'm down to overlook some stuff. I'm more kind of trying to see like what your game plan is. Okay. Okay. Interesting. What? What? Okay. What are you trying to do?
That's the thing, is like in the Falco matchup, especially against Bobby. Against Bobby, I feel like the game plan I usually have versus Falco, like if I were to show you the set with Bones I had earlier, I have a very obviously more of a game plan, but I think Bobby just makes me throw that game plan out the window. So not even I'm really sure what I'm doing.
Okay, so what has Bobby done so far that would make you throw your game plan out?
Nothing so far in this set, but we've played enough that I'm kind of like I kind of know what to expect when I play him. He's obviously like really fast. He's got like he goes for the laser jump shines a lot. I'm not really sure what to do against that personally.
Uh-huh.
And I guess it's just more of a mental thing. I think.
Okay. So a piece of advice I've been giving to a lot of people lately is always stick to the game plan. Always. Always. Mm-hmm. Even if you especially if you think your game plan will lose you the set, that's the perfect time to stick to the game plan. And the reason why is that if you lose the set but you followed your game plan, the problem is the game plan. And therefore, you can get better and beat the person next time just by improving the game plan. But if you don't use your game plan, the only way you can improve the set is question mark. You know, like you can go back to your game plan. You know, like if you don't follow a plan, you're kind of just doing random stuff. There's nothing to learn from. So what you do by creating a game plan and sticking to it is you create a plan and you say, okay, I think this plan is good. And when you lose using the plan, you get to see how the plan is not as good as you thought. And it's easy to adjust the plan based on that.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of exactly why I wanted this lesson, because I'm not, historically at least, I'm not super game plan oriented. I mentioned before I don't study a whole lot, stuff like that. And I feel like this is really just going to help me contextualize a lot of things that I do wrong and just kind of, you know, like if I hear somebody tell me that this is what I'm doing wrong, then I kind of like, oh yeah, that's true. And then I can like, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So so I actually think then so always push towards your biggest weakness. Whatever part of the game makes you feel like you're just awful and everyone is better than you, that is the part of the game you should spend your time practicing.
Yeah. And for me, that's game plans in general.
And so game plans, I think that is like the crux of the issue, is that like you need to put effort into making a game plan. So the easiest way to make a game plan is like basically if you were just a total idiot, right? And you had nothing to go off of, what you could do is just say, all right, what I'm going to do is what move do I want that gives my biggest punish? Maybe like drill shine or drill grab or something.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, every time I'm on the screen, I'm going to drill Falco. This is like if you had nothing to go off of.
Okay? Yeah, it's like the simplest possible.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm just going to drill Falco wherever he is. And then you're like, okay, well, sometimes he lasers me, and then my drill just hits him out of the air when he's lasering, and it doesn't work. And so you're like, okay, if he lasers, I want to nair him instead of the drill. And then if he does an up tilt, that loses to both nair or that beats both nair and dare. So what's the solution to up tilt? And you're like, well, I could bait out the up tilt on the ground, or I could full hop over the up tilt and then beat it coming down. And you're like, okay, so I have both of those options. And you're like, okay, so let's say I'm trying to beat the up tilt on the ground and he comes in with a laser, then I might kind of be in a bad spot. So maybe the full hop there can be good. And then you're like, okay, well, if I full hop, then he can, read it with a jump shine. And you basically go through these options like one at a time. Yeah. And build a plan. Even if you're like, well, this plan isn't real because it doesn't really cover the matchup. But if you follow it, you can see where it fails.
Yeah, it's something to like iterate on.
Exactly. It gives you a structure to work on, and no matter how primitive or bad it is. And so, no matter how many times you play the game with your intuition, if you don't have a game plan, there's nothing to improve off of except just listening to people, and they go, oh, you shouldn't have done this there. Oh, you should have done this there. And you can change that, but you can't, like, directly improve on multiple things. If you're following your game plan, you can literally improve off every single interaction by improving the game plan. Mm-hmm. And so I think that might, okay. Let's see. Nair. This is kind of a small thing here. But, this is a wave dash up tilt.
Okay. I don't really do that a lot. That's something I gotta add. That's something I should add. I don't really do that a lot off up throw. So.
You can also do like a weak nair there if you. There's a few options, but I would have probably up tilted.
Yeah. That's definitely. Sorry to interrupt, but that's one thing I do want to like learn from this set is obviously like you beat Bobby Big Balls without lasers, right? So you so. What's the thing that you think allowed you to do that versus Bobby? What's the thing missing in his game plan? Because I'm just curious.
Okay, I think we only have like 5 minutes left or so.
Okay.
So, but I'll just talk for this. So, just letting you know that we have 5 minutes left. So,
yeah.
I think the first thing is playing to situations, aka game plan. So, Bobby basically tries to create a bunch of situations that neither of us are familiar with and then try to win with tech skill or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically I'm just not having it, and I want to play the actual situations of like basically very concrete spacings and very concrete options, and then like forcing him to like play like actual neutral in situations where his tech skill won't give him a benefit over me. And I don't even think his tech skill is that great, but at the time I played him, his tech skill is definitely better than me, and my Falco tech skill is not fantastic. But his is like not amazing. He's fast sometimes, but his consistency isn't great. But at the time, it's certainly better than mine. So I'm playing around that by trying to play to very particular situations, and then also he gets uncomfortable against patient play. Like very, very uncomfortable. Like, and so I just kind of, I'm down to abuse that. Like, I don't feel any shame from if someone is declared, like, I'm gonna jump in, and they're like, you better jump in too, or else I think you're lame. And it's like, well, but
in tournament it doesn't matter.
it's like in tournament, I mean, even in a friendly, it's kind of like the lame thing is declaring what you're going to do and then expecting it to work anyway, because that's hoping your opponent is unprepared. Like, if you're doing a move and that move has a counter, it does, and trying to beg me to do the moves that allow your bad move to succeed is not a good style. Like, basically just BMing everyone who doesn't play in a way that makes your bad play work. That's not effective. And so, like, it's perfectly fine to abuse someone's mental weaknesses. Like,
Yeah.
and
That's something I think I have to, like, fix myself, and I think I have to get better at doing that, is, like, abusing that. It's not that I want to play like a total degenerate, but I also have to, like, I wanna play effectively, you know?
well, yeah, so the thing is playing like a degenerate or whatever, that is oftentimes bad because you're not playing active enough. You're not threatening your opponent. So it's not,
gotta be like
it's not actually like a choice. Playing over aggressive and trying to force things is bad. Playing, quote, degenerately / uninteractively, I mean, and just running away is also bad. It's not a moral decision. People who try to make it into a moral decision are just bad at the game.
Yeah.
And don't let anyone convince you otherwise, because Bobby will sit there on his stream for 6 hours and try to make it seem like he is morally superior by shine down airing you than you are for nair shining him. He will literally try to make you feel like that. Never fall into that trap from anyone. Ever. The only thing that matters is good options versus bad option. And if someone is going to do a bad option, you should punish them for it every time. People who are bad like to shame other people a lot into trying to play the way that covers for their own weaknesses.
Yeah. And personally for me, I get mad at that shit, but I don't ever like I don't ever be like, oh, you should play the way I play. No, I just kind of say, like, personally to myself, I'm like, oh, fuck off, and then I move on.
Wait, if playing like what? What do you mean?
Like, if they're playing in a way that I find annoying, I'm not gonna shame them into fucking playing differently. I'll get frustrated for 5 seconds and then move on.
Yeah, like, there are ways that people can play that are frustrating, and there's nothing wrong with getting frustrated. There's not even anything wrong with saying, like, why does this person play like this? It's not good. But then you have to prove that it's not good by beating it.
Yeah. And that is actually something that I think is part of the game plan of, like, playing effectively, is knowing exactly why they aren't playing effectively.
Right. And so you can say, man, it's really unfortunate that your entire playstyle... That's like... I mean, I get irritated with Bobby's playstyle because so much of his playstyle is dependent on his opponent just a gentleman's agreement to not punish his weaknesses, you know? And that frustrates me, and so it's like, how about I don't gentleman's agreement, you know? And it's kind of like, and then it's like, oh, well, you know, if somebody thinks that's lame, I mean, that's their fault for being bad, not my fault for beating them. And I had to deal with that against, like, West Balls and stuff for years, too.
And West Balls is the last one that should be talking about that.
Exactly. Thankfully, the community finally acknowledges that, because I got camped by that guy for years, and everyone thought I was the one camping.
It's not that Bobby's overly aggressive either. He's like laser jump shine king.
Yeah, no, he's not overly aggressive, but he wants you to play aggressive because then he doesn't have to work. So it's like, it's okay to just sort of let him whiff like that, like, and just hit him for it, you know? Like, it's
and that's
fine.
Something I'm good. That's something like versus Falco. Like, I have, I say, like, I don't really have game plans, but, like, versus some characters, I have, like, things I know that work in certain situations, and I'm more, like, disciplined in that stuff. Sheik is a character that I really don't have that. Falco versus some players like Bobby throws me off just because Bobby, you know, and I gotta get better at that.
So this is a small situation, and we're basically out of time, but I just want to go over this really quick. Is that when Falco goes for this, you don't want to try to punish this with a grab. It's actually the same situation that you have against Sheik.
Yeah.
Where he has a chance to up tilt or down air in place, and you have the mix-up of dash dance full hop over him or dash dance run in with a nair.
Yeah.
The grab there is generally not going to work. Yeah, I wish I had a little bit more time to go over this, but a big thing I think, like, honestly, is make a game plan and stick with it. And no matter how hard someone tries to throw you off of it, stick with it. Even if you get bodied, you can look back on it later and learn way more from it.
Yeah, and I think the thing that helps me more with this is you telling me like your thoughts on how to beat Bobby, because I'm personally way more comfortable versus Spaceys. I can kind of like solve stuff myself there, but if I'm stuck, most likely the reason is like I'm stuck versus a player. So if I learn how to like beat a player or a play style in general,
right,
that helps me a lot too, and especially since we're crushed for time. That like, the best way to go about it.
So yeah, so definitely I think the biggest takeaway is focus heavily on game plan, because like let's say we did another lesson and you brought me another Bobby set, but you said you stuck to your game plan. Then it's really easy to say, oh, okay, your game plan can be fixed in this way, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, you can rewatch to go over the Ben stuff again. Sort of the landing mix-ups, I think, are the biggest takeaway. And not giving up too much space, because, like, in close-ish range, the threat you have with your mix-ups is much more significant than Sheik's.
Yeah, and I guess the big, like, general lesson is to not be scared of the things I'm scared of versus Sheik.
Yeah,
like,
definitely don't. Like, it's like you can play kind of disrespectfully versus Sheik, and then you can get away with a lot of stuff. And so I think it's okay to like sort of play like that, and then like slowly move it back. Like play kind of disrespectful using those mix-ups that I outline. And then as when they don't work, then you can say, why didn't it work there? Rather than like going from a zone of safety and then poking in with those, because like that just gives Sheik way too much comfortable space.
Yeah.
But
I see.
Anyway, it was a fun lesson. It was nice talking, and I hope you have a good day.
You too. I'm definitely down for another lesson later on.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good.
Will
Yeah, we can talk about it, and I'll send you my Venmo info.
Actually, can
PayPal.
you do PayPal?
Yeah, because you're Canadian.
Like, we don't have it yet.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember. I was like, wait a minute, Toronto.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one.